So this whole Hillman Talk University thing has me thinking about how I went from hating school and saying like, oh, I'm only going to finish my bachelor's because I already did the first 2 years, to me now saying that I cannot wait to get accepted into a master's program. Okay, so I talked about this before. I talked about how all throughout school I hated school, and now that I'm thinking about it, I truly hated school because I wasn't diagnosed. I didn't have a diagnosis for ADHD. I didn't have a diagnosis for BPD. So I literally was just in school like just raw dogging, okay? Didn't have any tools for how to deal with ADHD, and I didn't have any tools for how to deal with BPD. And also, I was a very messy kid, so I really didn't have any places to like study and focus as far as like my room goes, because my room was always messy. I didn't understand organization. My dad would always tell me like, you need to get organized, you need to focus on one thing at a time, and I just had to always focus on so many things at a time. I remember being in high school, in school period, grade school, and I remember being in school and having on the TV, having on the laptop, having on some music on the laptop, and trying to do my homework at the same time. And my dad would always say like, you got too much going on, and you need to get it together, right? So I didn't really see what he was saying probably up until after I dropped out of college and went to the military. Okay, so when I went to college the first time around, after high school, it was awful. I still didn't have any diagnosis. I did really good my first semester. I think I came out of it like with a 3.2, which was, whatever. And I still was in college, and honestly, I was always the type of student, if I pick up on it in class, I will be okay. Whatever I pick up on it in the class is what I'm gonna know for the test, period. That's always how it has been. I was always the type to write my papers hours before the class began. I would put in my assignments. I'll probably start doing my assignment at 11 o'clock, knowing that it's due at 11:59. I was always that type of student. And then when I got when I dropped out and I went to the military, that's where I learned how to get like some discipline and some structure. And I began to understand, because I still didn't have diagnosis at this point. I understood what structure and discipline meant, and I always understood that I needed structure and discipline to excel and go to different levels in my life. I just didn't know how to do it. So once I